Next attitude theory is congruity theory. Congruity theory given by Osgood and Tannenbaum is very similar to the theory we have already discussed, that is balance theory given by F. Hyder. Congruity theory talks about source and concept. You must have a similar attitude, consistency in judgment of the source and the concept. That means the source, whatever attitude you have towards the source, the similar attitude, the concept coming out of that source. Okay, for example, you have a negative attitude towards a teacher. You start forming negative attitude towards the subject also that the teacher is teaching. Why? Because the teacher is the source and the subject is the concept that the teacher is having. Okay, so this is the consistency in attitude. You must remember that our brain works in a very amazing way where it seeks consistency, it seeks balance. So when we are talking about source and concept, we are talking that whatever attitude we are having from the source, it translates to the concept. For example, it mostly is for the creators, the knowledge workers. For example, you have a positive attitude towards a singer. Concept, their songs. You also will have a positive attitude towards their songs. Okay, so source and concept. You have a negative attitude towards a singer, you don't like the singer, you will have a similar attitude for their songs. Okay, so here for example, so I have taken Arijit Singh. So if you're having a positive attitude towards Arijit Singh, you will have a positive attitude towards his songs, concept that is coming from him. Okay, so the creator and the creation. So if you have a positive attitude towards the creator, the creation will follow the similar attitude. If you have negative attitude, the creation will follow the similar attitude, and that is your congruity theory. Okay, next is affective-cognitive consistency theory. A brief of this I've already given in the concept of attitude. So we have three components of attitude: affective component, cognitive component, and behavioral component, right? So cognitive component is brain, affective component is heart, feelings, okay, and the behavioral component is how they translate into our behavior. So affective cognitive consistency is there has to be a consistency in the affective component and the cognitive component. Affective is how you are feeling about the subject in question. Cognitive, the information that you have about the subject in question. For example, you meet a person, you have already heard very good things about that person. You meet the person, you also feel good after meeting that person. That means both the affective and the cognitive component are in consistency. Next example, you go and meet that person, you really don't like that person. So the cognitive component, that means a piece of information that you received. Cognitive component is the information that you receive. Affective is how you feel about the particular situation or the subject in question. Okay, so you go and meet the person, you have heard very positive things about that person, you go and meet that person, you don't like that person, imbalance is created. Okay, so now you will seek to create a balance because you have to form an attitude, and affective and cognitive components has to be in consistency. Okay, so you go and meet the person, either you will change your feeling towards that person because you have heard so much information, good information about that person, or you will try to alter the cognitive, the informational aspect. I met that person, I feel bad about meeting, whatever has been told, maybe rumor, Okay, so that is how you try to reach to a consistency. That is affective cognitive consistency theory. You try to match your affective component, the feeling component, with the information component that you have, the cognitive component that you have. Brands keep telling you good stuff about their products. They keep reminding you how people feel good about their product, how the product has resolved a lot of issues. Okay, why? Even if you use the product and didn't work for you, there are so much persuasive communications to you. You may think that, okay, maybe the product is good, it may not have worked for me. Right? So that is affective and cognitive consistency. So you still don't have a negative attitude towards the product. You think that it may not have worked for me. Okay? So that is affective cognitive consistency theory. Here, cognitive and affective both positive. Okay? And cognitive and affective should be either both positive or negative to form a consistent attitude towards a particular subject that is in question.